I'd be happy to meet with him. Jordan Peterson is a phenomenon in the world today. He's a psychologist who is basically saying that you are completely responsible for your situation. You can't blame anybody else. You're not a victim. You are responsible. And particularly with men, he says basically to be a man is to take full responsibility. That in itself has alienated him from the entire world of psychology because he doesn't want to blame anybody. The good thing about Jordan Peterson, the simple way to understand it is this. It's really helpful to tell people to take responsibility for what they are. That is a helpful reality. But by his own confession, he does not acknowledge that he believes in God or Christ or the gospel or the Bible. A doctor can do good. An exercise therapist can do good on a human level. And I think this kind of psychology is so different, and men are being so crushed by the sheer force of the feminist movement that it is helpful to have at least somebody telling men to stand up and take responsibility on a human level. It would be nice if we ever got into a situation in this country where we had to go to battle, that we had enough men to form an army, enough men with courage and manliness. So I think Jordan Peterson is saying something that's so infuriating to the feminist agenda, and he also goes so far as to say, if you're a man, you're a man, if you're a woman, you're a woman. And that is simple reality that anybody with half a brain would say is true. I just like the idea that he is forcing people to take responsibility for their conduct. And I think this helps us with the gospel, because if you are responsible for your conduct and you're not a victim, then you're the one that's going to have to deal with it. When I did, some months ago, I did a series on Ezekiel on the social justice issue. My whole point in that series was, if we turn sinners into victims, we remove them from the gospel. Because if they're all victims, if they're all categorical victims in some victim category who are not responsible for the things in their life, we're pushing them away from the primary necessity that drives people to the gospel, and that is, I'm responsible and look at the mess I'm in, where do I go for hope? So I like the idea that he's holding men responsible and also women responsible for their own behavior and the character of their own lives. It's better than removing responsibility, which makes it harder to bring the gospel because people see themselves as victims of somebody else's behavior, not their own.